Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We're really glad to have you here. And the presentation we're showcasing today is the value of PIX4Dcatch for stockpile management. So please note, this session will be recorded and made available for online viewing after the event. And during the event, if you'd like to raise your hand with a little chat, then you can get my support team with Alistair and James and some of the other team members that will be there to answer any questions live. But at the end of the event as well, we'll also have a Q&A session. So let's get into it. As you can see today, we're focusing specifically on PIX4Dcatch and narrowing the conversation around practical use cases. And in today's scanning stockpiles is all about tracking your materials without the need of a drone. So for many teams, drones aren't always practical, whether it's site restrictions, weather, safety, or time. Sometimes you just need a fast ground-based solution that still delivers, reliable volume results. So PIX4Dcatch enables you to scan a stockpile directly from the ground using your mobile device and GNSS. And as always, we've invited a special guest along to bring you to the real world, true to life experiences from his perspective. And today we're joined by Paul Gummer from Sol Geospatial over in Western Australia. So Paul has built a fantastic business model around, exactly what we're talking about today. So practical, efficient data capture workflows, and we're excited for him to share how they're implementing in his approach in the field. So before we dive further into the ground-based stockpile scanning, it's important we understand where PIX4D comes from. So just for some context, I want to share a little bit about the heritage of PIX4D. So PIX4D was established in 2011 and was one of the pioneers in transforming drone imagery into professional-grade georeferenced 2D maps and 3D models. And at the time, when commercial drones like everybody knows the DJI Phantoms series were just entering the market, PIX4D helped turn photogrammetry from a niche into a practical, accessible workflow tool for industries like surveying, mining, and agriculture. But, stockpile volume calculations are actually one of the earliest and most common use cases. Mining and quarry operators quickly adopted drone photogrammetry because it allowed them to measure volumes faster, safer, and more frequently than other traditional methods. PIX4D Mapper was released in 2014 and introduced professional desktop photogrammetry processing. And it enabled surveyors and engineers and drone operators to generate accurate orthomosaics, DTMs, and 3D models, and it became a benchmark for drone-based mapping workflows. And as things progressed and as data sets grew larger and drone hardware improved, PIX4D released PIX4D Matic in 2020 to handle high volume image processing more efficiently. So Matic has been optimized for speed, scalability, and allowing faster processing of thousands of images while maintaining survey grade accuracy. And to support the collaboration and remote access, PIX4D then expanded into the cloud-based processing and visualization, which is what we're going to show you today. The PIX4D Cloud allows users to easily process, view, and measure and share projects online through a browser, removing the need for those powerful local machines and enabling real-time collaboration between the teams. Cloud's an amazing solution, and it just makes it easier for you to process all your results. And now today, which is what we're focusing on, is the advances in the smartphone hardware. LiDAR's sensors in the iPhone Pros have created the ability to capture spatial data directly from the mobile device, which is changing the world. PIX4D developed PIX4Dcatch, a mobile app that shifted from drone-only photogrammetry to pocket-sized 3D capture for rapid site documentation, and Catch effectively lowered the barrier to entry, allowing accurate 3D models to be created without drones, complex setups, or even specialist training. The system's gaining increased popularity for construction, civil works, subsurface mapping, or even augmenting your aerial surveys. Picking up those things that, you can't pick up with the drone, and then being able to come back and, for instance, scan under a bridge, for instance, and pick up that detail that the drone didn't collect. So in November last year, we had a webinar looking at this. And if you're interested to know more about that specific workflow, then check us out on our Mangoesmapping YouTube channel. So for those new to the environment, here's a quick overview of where you need to start. So the experience, so to really experience the complete solution that we're presenting today, you'll need PIX4Dcatch Pro and PIX4D Cloud Advanced. This will give you everything to be able to capture and process and view online. And the system really obviously relies on your iPhone. So as the technology has developed, the iPhone Pros and the Pro Maxes are definitely the right fit for the job. As the technology has developed along as well, you will find that the availability and the generation of the point clouds as the phones have developed have gotten significantly better as well. So we always recommend adding a correction service like SmartNet, which also, gives your DNS positioning a really good and truly reliable correction. With SmartNet, your receivers automatically receive survey grade corrections, which improves your accuracy and your consistency across the project. But the virtual reference station features that they provide gives you real-time corrections from a virtual base, which is usually within 100 meters or so of the project you're delivering. And it gives you the shortest possible baseline, which is the distance between you and your reference station and the RTK rover that you're using. So this is very valuable for applications like stockpile scanning, construction layout, or any workflows where centimeter level precision matters. So if you want, I can show you exactly how that VRS works and how it integrates seamlessly with Emerald receivers. Just reach out to me if you'd like to know more. I can dive into that deeper on a one-on-one session with you if you wish. So let's get into it. Scanning materials from the ground. So here I am on site using the solution. Let's run through the steps. So first of all, connecting, obviously, your phone to the handle and the receiver. And you can see here on the slide that, you've got the really obvious red flash, I guess let's call it, at the top of the phone and the display. And then again on the receiver as well, you've got the little white light. This indicates that you're in float. It's always important to get a fix before you start. And especially in this application here where I'm scanning quite a small stockpile. So when you're using PIX4Dcatch with GNSS, it's always best to wait, like I said, for a solid fix before you start scanning. It could be tempting to start straight away, but allowing the receiver to really consume and initialize and lock in will significantly improve the overall quality of the data set. And you'll want to keep an eye on that as well as you're scanning throughout the solution and the scan, particularly in areas where tree cover or nearby structures or limited sky visibility can be a blocker. So maintaining a constant GNSS fix helps the scan hold together and reduce drift, improves your alignments, and ultimately produces a cleaner, more stable model. But especially on the larger stockpiles or more complex sites, it's more important. So the simple rule is observe the fix, start with confidence, and then try and maintain it for as much as the scan as possible. So what you're seeing here on this one is on this slide is the field interface on the phone. So as you move around the stockpile, you can observe your track in real time, and including that, when you transition from GNS fix to a non-fix solution, the color changes as you move. So you can see at the start of the scan there, I had limited access to fix. And then as I moved around the scan, it came to fix. So the blue dots also represent your camera positions as you're moving around. And this gives you an immediate visual feedback on coverage, overlap, and consistency. And importantly, this screenshot was taken before processing. So it gives you an early indication of how strong your data set is likely to be before you commit to uploading it back to the office. It's a really powerful feature because it allows you to validate your work on site, and you can check the gaps, confirm you've maintained the fix, and ensure the stockpile is fully captured. And that means fewer surprises later on in the office, and significantly reduces your rework. So one of the other standout features of Catch is the ability to capture, like we were trying to introduce to you today, and calculate the volumes directly in the field. So after capturing the point cloud, you can draw a polygon in the moment around the stockpile right on your device and immediately see the volume calculation, all without having to wait for processing on the PC later. And this real-time feedback allows you to validate your data on site, confirm that you've captured the full stockpile, and make quick decisions without any delays. It's a huge efficiency boost compared to traditional workflows where you'd only see the results back in the office after processing. Once the data is processed, the results are fully visible in PIX4D Cloud, as this slide shows, for anyone with the link. And this means that your colleagues back in the office can get the answers they need while you're on the way to the next scan or the next job. That means you can rapidly share the results to your clients where appropriate. PIX4D Cloud, you can also draw your own polygons around the stockpile and recalculate any volumes if needed. A really simple process. And you can check your coverage in the 2D map view as well, including your camera positions and capture details. This allows the office team again to validate the field work, generate quality reports, and ensure everything aligns with the project requirements. Essentially, the field capture and office review work seem really seamlessly together, giving you both immediate insights in the field and the detailed verification and analysis back in the office. When performing larger scans, I wanted to talk to you about this. So auto tags are a critical tool for ensuring your accuracy and your control throughout the project. I usually place the tags in numerical order. We've got a couple of options with that where we have a kit that includes the tags and other options where you can download and print out up to 60 of them as well. So you can really scale quite easily. But first I'll capture each tag individually by removing the receiver from the PIX4D handle and attaching it to a survey pole and coordinating that in the system. This allows the app to properly identify and record each tag. And once all the tags are collected, scan the area with the receiver back on the handle, ensuring that each tag is recognized and consumed by the software as I move through the site. This step's pretty crucial, and it verifies that the tags are fully integrated into the system. It also is important to maintain enough image overlap between the captures to minimize any drift or even any small gaps that might affect the alignment, which is why the following is a structured approach with the tags. So it makes a big difference. It's fascinating to really see how much difference the scan looks before processing compared to the final output. With proper tag placement, the end result's far more accurate and stable on the larger projects. I'm sure there's a few of you out there that have done scans and found drift and alignment issues. And setting up some auto tags, especially if you're on a site that you're coming back to regularly, like for instance, in this slide here, you'll see I put a couple of tags at the back of the project. I've only just leaned them up against the concrete pillars for this scan, but you can see the value in that, where it's really going to tie in that depth from a horizontal to a vertical issue alignment. And if you can have even survey control from a total station, for instance, you can coordinate those points, importing a spreadsheet and allocating the AR tags to that control point. So let's invite Paul in to do his little presentation. Yeah, Paul? Hey.
G'day. Hey, thanks for that, Brad.
No worries, mate. Anytime.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that was you pretty much nailed the nail on the head on that one. That's exactly why I use this product as well. So first of all, I'll go through about me. My name's Paul. I'm the director of Sol Geospatial. We are small but growing geospatial and surveying mapping company that provides surveying and geospatial services and project management from your mum and dad's all the way up to multinational um, organizations. So in that kind of essence, I'm wanting to bring quality and stay up to edge to to give the best um, solutions to my clients. And then this is how I found PIX4D and PIX4D Cloud, and then worked in with the drones, and then found this catch solution, which it's not your all fix like we all say, but it is become such a vital inclusion to all my surveyors kits. So each surveyor will have, a GPS unit, total station, a drone, and now because it's so handy and so you can put it in your car, it's part of the kit. So we've got a catch solution. So I would like to show you probably an example is always the best way to kick things off. So let's share this, buddy. So you're getting this, Brad?
Mate,
Yeah, yeah, sweet. So I have a particular client at the moment, no fault to their own, misquoted on maybe removal of rock in some of their like trenching and formations around bores. They're putting in a lot more reinforcement, so they needed to remove a lot of the dirt, and they didn't put a clause in for all the rock, and they were stressing so hard. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna lose so much money. What are we gonna do with this? So then happens to we are the surveyors on site, and we had a solution. And this is just using PIX4Dcatch. Instead of flying the drone, yes, the drone's very versatile, but there's a lot of protocols you have to go through, and CASA makes things, as you know, makes things good but very long. And so we utilize Catch for this, and it was just super easy, set up to our RTK network, and the surveyor can actually just go and as Colin, as you can tell, the results come through pretty miraculous, pretty great. And it becomes a very, very quick and easy tool to portray information straight to the client. And there was no ifs and buts with their client again, because we can visualize the data. So for them, who's not an engineering base, would be like it's a pretty picture. For the engineers, they really like that it's actually accurate, which we've verified using like more traditional techniques with GPS pole. And if you've done that before, you understand that is open to interpretation. So this is kind of just really linking all the groups together. So people, well, for one, my client were happy because they were getting their quantities to their client, and then that client wasn't barking back at them because they were saying it's wrong. So it's become as I said, a vital tool in every surveyor's kind of car, so we can just keep moving ahead and doing that kind of thing. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't lie. There's been like a few hiccups, but that's like with all technology. But what I really enjoyed with PIX4D, they have come back straight away, and then we've really helped each other find a solution and work through it. So then they've become validated, which I'm really happy of. And dealing with Mangoesmapping has been really great, because sometimes when these kind of jobs come on and the clients really like them, you need to buy equipment quick, and then they're very, very happy to do that. But as I said, this is yeah, that's one of the examples. I have many of them. So if you ever wanted to have a chat to me about it offline or even later on, you can always chat to me, because it's with these tools, your imagination is vast, and you can probably get the reliable information that quickly. So again, I couldn't fault this anyway in my workings now, and I really enjoy it. So that's pretty much where I am with the for this example. I'm not sure for my thing, but yeah, that um, I would say get some training done. That's another good thing to do with this kind of gear. Um, like at the start, some of my surveyors were just like going, but if you get like just 1 or 2 day training, someone to show you what it is, then this becomes a standard practice. And I thoroughly enjoy it as part of like the broader spectrum of what geospatial industry is turning into. It's just another tool that we get to use and help people out, and
Yeah,
in
yeah,
turn make some money. Yeah, so yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome, Paul. I mean, back on the training side of things, mate, and thanks for highlighting that. I mean, I know, we at Mangoesmapping have a training capability as well. So if anybody needs training, then we can obviously offer that. But on the other side of that, PIX4D have got an amazing library of free resources as well. Really good, frequently asked questions and troubleshooting guides, videos on how to do things. So there's lots of links there in that chain to be able to do that. But I think it's really important there to see, like, from Paul, like that real world experience, because I mean, it's been nearly 12 months now, Paul, you've been using the solution.
Yeah, about 12 months, and it's
Mm.
a new avenue for how to use it. It pops up every day, and then it's quantifiable, which I was very skeptical at the start, because look, new tech comes around and you don't know what it's gonna like. It says something and then it does something else, but it's become a vital part of that kind of aspect. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah. And they're always looking for new things to do as well. And I think that's important to remember because, like you were saying, you tried it out, you found a few problems, contacted PIX, contacted us. We all work together to come together with a solution. And I know that I've spoken to other clients in the past where they've said, hey, what about this? And we've passed on that information, and PIX4D get really excited about feedback. They're always looking for, new input, new features, new things that they think that they can push the limits of the technology to. And one of the big things that have just been released as well is the new Australian servers. So for anybody out there that's looking into those sovereign security issues that are going to be becoming more prevalent for everybody for now and in the future, it's just a matter of just selecting the server that you want within your profile to really bring that back to Australia rather than the offline servers. Okay, so yeah, thanks again, Paul. But that's loosely the end of the presentation. I'll just want to introduce you again to myself and the team. So there's me and Jamie Lieber in sales, but we've also got an elaborate support network here, like Paul was saying. From GNSS technical support with MLID through to remote pilots, GIS specialists, and more. So you'll see at the bottom there, Danielle, Taris, and Ergatan. So reach out to sales, to myself or Jamie, or there's our number. Or if you're looking for any support for PIX4D or MLID or anything else that we sell, then we've got that full team there as well. So thanks again for coming along, and see you for the next one.